Team 1, whenever you're ready.
So, hi, I'm Jackie. Today my group and I are going to go over soft skill development. So, I have a close friend. He's actually a project manager and hiring manager in LA. And he hires a lot of important people like accountants and interns and other project managers. And one of the top skills that he mentioned when he's interviewing was soft skills. So, what are they? Soft skills, there are hard skills and soft skills, and hard skills are things that can be learned, like being proficient in a language, or tasks, or doing tasks, and soft skills are things like empathy and friendliness, and those things can't be learned. That's also why soft skills are sometimes known as emotional intelligence. However, soft skills are also things like time management, collaborating, and problem solving. And so, why is it important? Going back to my friend, he really emphasized that soft skills boil down to how you conduct yourself and also how you are around others. And so in the long run, soft skills are beneficial in general to your career, and it helps productivity and promotes a healthy work environment. Some say that soft skills are black and white, so you either have them or you don't, which is true for some of them, like empathy and friendliness. But you can develop a lot of critical soft skills, such as handling pressure, time management, and problem solving, which leads us to our next topic. Problem solving, which is presented by our group member, Crystal.
So what is problem solving? The official definition of problem solving is the process of finding solutions to difficult or complex issues. Problem solving is actually a key soft skill now that employers are looking for, and this can range from anything like a teacher trying to figure out how to boost her students' grades, or a mechanic trying to fix an issue, or even a store manager trying to figure out how to boost sales on an object. So problem solving in itself is a very, very wide variety of uses, and all of these come from the 5 steps of problem solving, which is analyze, generate, evaluate, implement, and assess. Each one of these steps comes with things that you can do to improve how you can address and go about solving a problem. The first step is going to be analyze, which is going to be figuring out what caused the problem. Some skills that you can use to improve on this are going to be active listening, data gathering, fact finding. The second step is going to be generating a solution. This is where you can come up with possible solutions for the project or for the problem. This is also where you can use teamwork, because sometimes 2 minds are better than 1. You can use brainstorming, creative thinking, prediction. The third step is to evaluate. This is when you are going to look at the solutions you've come up with and evaluate which one may be the most effective. If you have a chain of command wherever you're working, this is where you could move it up to your boss and say, what do you think of these? And someone in charge may say, I think that one. This is analysis, discussion, prioritizing. The 4th step is implementation, and this is where you actually implement the plan. You can do things like benchmarks immediately after that to figure out if your problem is being solved correctly, which also goes to the last step, which is assessing the effectiveness. And this is where you actually go and see if the problem has been resolved correctly. You can do things like customer feedback, communication, surveys, data analysis. So all 5 of these things together, if you improve on them, you can improve overall on your problem solving skills. And now the next skill is going to be collaborating, and that will be presented by Ian.
So collaborating is all about being able to work with others and towards a common goal. So essentially, it's just the same thing as teamwork. And in practically every business career, good collaborating skills are going to be necessary, because at some point you're going to have to work with a team. And the first key to good teamwork is to encourage the flow of ideas. And the idea here is for everyone in the team to be participating, everyone to be voicing their ideas. If someone's not speaking up, then maybe a good idea never gets explored. talking in your group, it's also important to pay attention to what they're saying. That way you can actually have a discussion. So ask questions if you need to clarify what they're saying. Make eye contact to make sure that they know that you're showing interest in what they're saying. But really, probably the most important part about collaborating is going to be finding balance. So, for instance, whenever you're having a group meeting, and you're talking, you don't want to be neat. You want to voice your opinion, but you don't want to dominate the conversation. You don't want to be the dictator that's overwhelming everyone else. The idea is to have everyone voicing their opinion. And also, in terms of actual work output, you want to make sure that you're actually doing some work, right? Don't be a leech in the group, but you also don't want to do all the work. The idea is for everyone to work as a team. And now, here's Andy to talk about handling pressure.
Okay, so what are some things you can do to handle pressure and manage stress in the workplace? Well, the first thing is to be confident. Confidence is key when it comes to handling pressure because with increased confidence, one is more likely to solve difficult situations a lot easier. And this is obviously very crucial because it shows to those around you that you know what you're doing and that you're suited for this kind of environment, which is obviously an essential characteristic of a leader. The second point is to remain calm. The last thing you want to do when you're faced with adversity is to give in and crumble. Instead, come up with a mantra or a saying that you can live by, like keep calm and carry on. Take deep breaths and just focus on your current tasks. You don't need to worry about anyone else or anything else. The third tip is to use your resources wisely. Every employee should have a well-established tree of resources that they can refer to at any given time. These resources may include fellow employees or employers that are capable of guiding you in the right direction and answering any questions you may have about your current situation. The last tip is to take regular breaks. Do not overwhelm yourself with the myriad of work that you are dealing with. Instead, take that time to really cleanse your body and your mind of all that pressure and all that work that you've been going through, and just take regularly scheduled breaks here and there. Some things you can do is go to the gym, go outside, and maybe socialize with fellow coworkers because these people will most likely be dealing with the same things that you are. So at the end of the day, why is handling pressure such an important skill to have? Well, it's because the professional world is not always so easy. You will most likely be put in difficult situations when you're dealing with clients and employees, maybe even employers. Pressure can come in many forms and sizes at any given time, so you have to be well equipped to deal with any situation that you're in. And also, your ability to handle pressure is a true testament to your leadership because it shows, once again, that you're able to thrive in that environment, and that is an essential quality that all employers look for. So now that we've talked about handling pressure, Harrison is going to talk to you about time management.
All right, so time management. We are naturally horrible at this. I guarantee you most people in this room have pushed a project probably to the last day or last hour possibly for me. So what exactly is time management? Well, time management is how we like to allocate our time out throughout the day for our daily activities. And this is extremely important to employers, which makes it very important for all of us today. The reasons why employers look for it is because it affects everything that is associated with our work. Our punctuality is determined by our time management. Our quality of work is dependent on our time management, and so is how much of a workload we can handle. The quality of work can possibly decline if you're poor with your time management. I mean, has anyone here ever submitted an essay at probably like 11:50 at night and turned it in? You have? It's okay, we all have. Did you get a good grade on that? Oh, you did? Better than me. I used to get 4s on those. Okay. So what are the consequences of poor time management? Quality of work declining is an example of it, but really the issue with this with us would be finding and maintaining a job. A very good way to get yourself fired is not show up on time, not be able to handle your whole workload, and not be able to make deadlines. So we can all agree that time management is a pretty important skill. Now let's go ahead and talk on how we can improve it. All right, the first thing we can do to improve time management is set up ourselves a routine. This is simply just do the same things the same days, same times. If you're able to set your own routines up, you can slot certain activities that just come up, like a slides presentation in front of the class, into a certain set of time. Now, a good thing that can help you with your punctuality and your time management is a decent alarm clock. Do not have one that connects to the wall. If there is a power outage, you will be late to work the next morning. Prioritize. Please, please prioritize. I know we all believe that we can get all of our work done in one sitting, but we really can't. We have to figure out when to do our work. So prioritize based on how you like. You can prioritize on getting the easy things done first rather than the hard things. Maybe you can get 3 things done in the time it takes to get 1 thing done. So do it by time, or you can do it by importance. Some activities are going to be more important than others. Now the next one is classes and books. These cost money, so most people are going to be turned away from these. However, here's an interesting fact you may consider. And classes and books, if you are a long-time employee in a company and you show your commitment to that company, they can pay for that for you. They'll consider that an investment in you, and they will buy your books for you, or they'll pay for a 1-day class or training expo. All right, the next is definitely the most important thing we can do here, and that is set up a schedule. I mean, write your stuff down in an electronic schedule is an incredible option because it'll send you electronic warnings every 10 hours before the deadline's done. Or you can have it written down on a calendar, or you can have it written down on a notepad that you keep on you at any times. All right, so from here we would do our enhancement activity. However, we're saving that for next time we present. And then we would finish up with our conclusion, and that would be all for us today.
Okay. Do you want to ask for questions?
Any questions, comments?
Okay. Thank you, Team 1.